Converting customary units of measurement. We can make a ratio table using the conversion units found on a formula chart. I'm going to label this one yards and feet because we can see that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. We want to know how many feet are in 3 yards. So I'm going to put a 3 right here because it matches the yards. I can see that there is a scale factor times 3 times 3. 3 yards is equal to 9 feet. If you did not see that, you can always multiply the two numbers that are diagonal, divide by the number that's left over. 3 times 3 is 9, divided by 1 is 9. I have made another ratio table. I'm going to label it feet and yards. I know that 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. I have 18 feet, so I'm going to put it in the top to match the feet. I see a scale factor of 3 times 6. So I can multiply 1 times 6. And I know that 18 feet equals 6 yards. If I did not see the scale factor or notice it right away, I can always multiply the two diagonal, divide by 3. 18 times 1 is 18, divided by 3 is 6, which is the exact same answer that we got earlier. Our next problem is converting a mile to feet. In our formula chart, we do not have a mile to feet, so we have to convert to yards first and then to feet. So miles, 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. Notice we did not use all of the squares in the rate table. I'm going to make a new rate table, and I'm going to put in yards and feet. I know there is 1 yard for every 3 feet, and I have 1,760. The scale factor is easy to see. It's times 1,760. 60. So I multiply 3 times 1,760. When I multiply 1,760 times 3, I get 5,280. So 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. There is one other way to do that we will learn later. There are 2 steps in this conversion also. We know that 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Our conversion chart does not tell us how many pints there are in a gallon. So we will start with quarts and pints in this. I have 1 quart to 2 pints. I know that a gallon is 4 quarts, so I'm going to put that on the top where the quarts are, and I can see the conversion factor is scale factor is times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, or you can multiply the two that are diagonal and divide by the number that's left over. You get 8 either way. 1 gallon is equal to 8 pints. Now our problem wants to know how many cups are in a gallon. Well, our conversion chart only tells us quarts, so we have to use this information, 8 pints, and we can get to cups. So 1 pint equals 2 cups. We have 8 pints in a gallon, so 8 pints, multiply the two that are diagonal, divide by the number that's left over, and we get 16. Now they want us to know how many fluid ounces are in a gallon. A gallon, they only tell us is 4 quarts. We've already figured out that a gallon is 16 cups, so we can go from cups to fluid ounces. So 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. We have 16 cups, so we can multiply 8 times 16, and we get 128 ounces. There's a much easier way to find these conversions by drawing a huge G, and then inside of it put 4 quarts. Inside of each quart you have 2 pints, and inside of each pint you have 2 cups. So now you can easily count up the number of pints. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints. You can count each of the cups: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 16 cups, just like we figured with the rate table. And since there are 16 cups and there are 8 ounces in each cup, we can just multiply 16 times 8 and we still get 128. This method seems really easy to me when you're working on capacity and volume. We have one last problem to solve. It could be done with the big G also, but let's put it back in a ratio table. 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. We have 12 pints. The scale factor is easy to see. It's times 6 times 6. So you have 6 quarts in 12 pints. Now for weight and mass. You can see from the formula chart that 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. So we have 5 tons times 5 times 5 would be 10,000 pounds. For our next problem, we can see that 1 pound equals 16 ounces. We have 40 ounces, and so we can cross multiply and then divide by the number that's left over. So 40 divided by 16, 16 will go into 42 times, 2 times 6 is 12, carry a 1, 42. We have 8, put in a decimal and a 0. 16 will go into 80. 5 times, get my decimal in there, 5 times 16 is 80. So we're finished. 40 ounces is 2.5 pounds. For our last problem, we want to know how many tons for 500 pounds. We have 1 ton is 2,000 pounds, so 500 would go here. 1 times 500 divided by 2,000. So we have multiplied 500 times 1, and now we're dividing by 2,000. 2,000 won't go into 500, so we're going to add a decimal and a 0. 2,000 will go into 5,000 2 times. 2 times 2,000 is 4,000. We've got 1,000 left over. Bring down another 0, and 2,000 will go into 10,000 5 times. So we have 25 hundredths tons, or 1/4 ton. There you have it for converting customary measurements.